Abusia, the fight for who becomes the next flag bearer for the National Democratic Congress no egusu a ekoso nti ene ukwa ndisi amanyoko no a emu engo kra ni nyina ne se Johnson Asiedu Nketiah a ono ene ye chairman for the party wohwe ne ni ye ne kwan a wafa so a ogba pro Ghana ne nkomodie mu a nye obi ene beka chi o se nani agye ho yie pa so pese ososidi John Dramani Mahama na Haruna Idris education minister ono so no do na tipo no say oye one of the candidate a betimi associate Mampanyi John Mahama as the flag bearer for the NDC na ene ubepie mu Ghana teachers yintio muka nyina ne say finance minister ato forcing only diska emfa the Ministry of Education mo mumfa teachers ka na ebi ehunu say eye sabotage and a finance minister Sabotage Haruna say be ya ni dreams and ambitions to become the flag bearer no into me isan say ne we say the teachers ekoko apai na omubu efunu na enya asem ketu akwa na nsem a ekoso no Paul Adum Ochre e munchire mu e aba mepese e beji bre na yakotie ni analysis a waye on this NDC flag bearership race no na yenso adwenkyere fa nsem a ekoso no ho yetumi e dia to comment section.
You remember the Musa Dankwa story last week? Story broke on social media last week that Musa Dankwa had asked money from the camp of Julius Debra. According to the story, the money involved that was asked for by Musa Dankwa was 2 million, some humongous amount of money, 2 million United States dollars, something like that. Photographs were then released on social media showing Musa Dankwa walking on the corridor of Jubilee House. I didn't know what connection that had with the money. Sorry. I didn't know what connection that had with the money, but sorry. Taking me off. Okay, let's continue. Come back. I didn't know what connection that had with the money, but he was shown walking out of Flagstaff, walking in or out of Flagstaff. It's not easy to tell whether he was going in or he was coming out. You know, Flagstaff House has this red floor in the middle there that people walk on. Musa Dankwa, however, responded and said that if somebody had claimed money for him, he's waiting for it and that he has not claimed any money from anybody. Ras Mubarak, former member of parliament and a stern supporter of Julius Debra, has consistently been attacking Musa Dankwa. Ras Mubarak mounted the high horse when Musa Dankwa got it blatantly wrong with the Nima by-election in respect of Baba Jamal's victory. Musa Dankwa later blamed his polls falling short of the actual, very far away from the actual actually, that it was because Baba Jamal had given 32-inch television sets. We here on Good Evening Ghana criticized Musa Dankwa because we said he knows that politicians will always try to influence the outcome by these things in parliamentary primaries, and we believe that he must have factored it in, that he should admit that he got the Nima one blatantly wrong. Ras Mubarak mounted a high horse to deal with Musa Dankwa on that. Yesterday and today, Ras Mubarak from the Julius Debra camp has been publishing how much it cost to interview 10,000 people to do a polls, and is putting the money across and is strongly suggesting that whatever Musa Dankwa has done is being paid for by someone. Ras Mubarak didn't mention names, but we don't know whether he's pointing to Johnson Asiedu Nketiah, whose son, Kweku Asiedu Nketiah, I understand is managing Asiedu Nketiah's campaign, and he's managing it with a lot of resources. That's the rumor going around in every newsroom in the most sensitive media houses. Kweku Asiedu Nketiah, the former deputy managing director of MIF, he resigned because he was angry that he was not being listened to, something like that. I think that's his expertise, a finance and investment banker type of person, something like that. But he's managing the old man's campaign, and I understand that he's managing it with a lot of resources. So when Ras Mubarak wrote that, when you check some of the comments, they will say that it is part of Kweku's money and blah, blah, blah. In the end, Musa Dankwa says Johnson Asiedu Nketiah is 29%. Now, to put on record, this is the first survey of Musa Dankwa that Asiedu Nketiah has led. I mean, everyone knows that if Asiedu Nketiah is throwing his hat into the NDC race, he's an instantly formidable candidate. Everyone knows that. But on Musa Dankwa's post, Asiedu Nketiah had been falling short consistently. It was usually led by Haruna Idrisu. If you like, you can check all of Musa Danko's posts since 2025. And he started these things very early. By March 2025, he was already publishing who is going to win the NDC Congress, etc., etc. For the first 3 or 4 posts that he put out, Idrisu Haruna was consistently leading. And the question that journalists were asking is that Idrisu Haruna has not said he's interested in the race, but how is he always the one leading? Now, for the first time, Johnson Asiedu Nketiah has mounted the top, 29%. Kaisel Atoforsen, who was doing single percentage points last year, and after refusing to pay cocoa farmers from single percentage, he's now climbed up to 19%. Kaisel Atoforsen, 19%. Idrisu Haruna, the youth favorite, is 11%. I'll explain to you why I say he's the youth favorite. I'll come to that. It's 11%. And then you have Julius Debra, the indefatigable chief of staff, they call him, 8%. And Professor Jenano Pokwa-Jeman, you have him on another 8%. And then there is 24% of people unaccounted for. Okay. Now let me give you the analysis. All right. If there's anyone who can topple Asiedu Nketiah's, as he believes, an unassailable lead to the NDC flag bearership, if there's anyone who can topple it, I'll show you. It's 2 men. If these 2 men come together and put a strategy together, they'll beat Asiedu Nketiah. Let's go to the touch screen again. Please show me the diagram of the 2 men, the Haruna Idrisu one. They'll give it to me in a bit. Okay, so what do we write here? What is the future of the flag bearership race? Really, that's a question we are answering. And this is the equation. Okay. Now it is on this page of 3 people. Asiedu Nketiah's destiny is clearly here. If these 2 men come to form a strategy, and they'll form one of 2 strategies, I'm going to discuss both with you right now. The 2 men I talk about are Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo and Haruna Idrisu, with Professor Jenano Pokwa-Jeman in the background. If you want to do the diagram with me in your studio, if you like, put into this diagram Kwesi Pratt Jr. You can throw him in as well, because he's also very interested in what's going to happen in this camp. And if he says he's not interested, we'll come and show him why he's interested. Don't worry about that. So Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo and Idrisu Haruna, I know them both very well. I don't mean they are my friends. I mean, I know their politics very, very, very well, because we all came out of the same kind of politics. 1997. Mahama Ayariga knows them better than I do and all of that. Please, on the LGBT, get me Mahama Ayariga and Bagbin's photograph. I'm Bagbin and Mahama Ayariga. I need it for the LGBT conversation. Yes, so Idrisu Haruna and Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, yeah? Now, both of them are student leaders that came to the NDC out of student leadership. So both of them have kept a very good eye on TN, for instance. And Haruna Idrisu was National Youth Organizer of the NDC in 2002. That long time. He was National Youth Organizer. So the foundations of TN, the NDC Tertiary Network, blah, 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 is in Haruna Idrisu's palm. That's why I call him the youth king. Ofosu-Ampofo comes from the same place, the same out of youth to become a leader in the NDC. He's been minister for local government before. So now let's look at this. These are the 2 options they have. These 2 men have 2 options. First option is to present Professor Jenano Pokwa-Jeman as a candidate against Haruna, against Johnson, Asiedu Nketiah, and Julius Debra. And I'm saying this is going to be the most formidable challenge to Asiedu Nketiah that he must watch. If they present Professor Jenano Pokwa-Jeman, they'll be presenting the vice president as 1 and Haruna Idrisu as 2. Now get me the Ghana map. If they do this, let's see how I believe the map will shape up. In case the ticket is Professor Jenano Pokwa-Jeman, but hidden behind it is Idrisu Haruna, certainly for the running mate, if that's settled. Now, if you have that kind of ticket, this is how it's going to shape up. Asiedu Nketiah is going to have difficulty because the map opening up, it's yet to open fully, to open very soon. Idrisu Haruna on this map is going to win Upper East, Upper West, Northeast. Is going to clean up all the northern regions for Professor Jenano Pokwa-Jeman. That's what is going to happen. Asiedu Nketiah will not be able to compete with Haruna Idrisu in the 5 northern regions for votes. He will not be able to compete. Haruna Idrisu will win heavily in NDC areas and will also win in MPP areas. At one point, Haruna Idrisu had a great relationship with at least 16 MPs from the north, both MPP and NDC. Remember, Haruna Idrisu himself is MPP before he became NDC. The first person to have taken me to J. Kufuor's house was Haruna Idrisu from Commonwealth Hall. He took me to Kufuor's house, first person. So Haruna Idrisu is MPP before he's NDC. So he can clean up the north, whether it's MPP area or NDC area, Haruna Idrisu will get it. Asiedu Nketiah can't compete in that space. Then Asiedu Nketiah will win big in the Bono East and all of those areas. But in areas like Kintampo, where there's a lot of Sisala boys over there, the Kintampo areas, if Haruna Idrisu is working 100% for it, they will vote for where Haruna Idrisu wants them to vote. So Asiedu Nketiah might struggle in the Kintampo areas, but you clean up all that territory. And then you come to Ashanti. That's going to be a really big story. You come to Ashanti. Asiedu Nketiah is Bono. So his proximity to Ashanti is better. He would have people like Kwame Wadako to work for him in the Ashanti areas. But Haruna Idrisu and co would also have Kojo Bonsu, the ambassador in China, to work for them in Ashanti. It's going to be a tough battle in Ashanti for the ticket of the NDC. So Ashanti is going to be cut open. Central region, which is one of the big places of the NDC. If it is Professor Jena Nopokwajiman on the ballot, Asiedu Nketiah is going to lose Central region. Volta region, because it is Professor Jena Nopokwajiman, he's going to have Alex Segbefia, Sami Okujeto Ablakwa work for him in Volta region. But Asiedu Nketiah is going to have Kwame Abuja, the Minister for Rules, work for him in Volta region. So Volta region is going to be a tough battlefield. All of these while, Haruna Idrisu will be leading because he's cleaned up all the north. He's gotten 20% of Bono East and Ahafo. He's gotten some percentage in Ashanti. He has Central region. Probably that will shoot up to Western region a little bit. Now, Western region is controlled by Ato Ahoy. He's a senior now. He's not very active these days. But Ato Ahoy still has the taps on that. If it is Professor Jena Nopokwajiman, Ato Ahoy is going to go for Professor Jena Nopokwajiman. So Western and Central region goes to the Haruna Jena Nopokwajiman ticket. That's it. Julius Debra is going to complete the Eastern region and hold it very strong. Julius Debra might do well in Accra, Greater Accra region as well, and hold it very strong. That's where Asiedu Nketiah's danger is. The danger of Asiedu Nketiah's ambition to become the NDC chairman rests with Haruna Idrisu. I didn't mention Case Lato Forsen because he's not in this equation. That's the danger. The danger of Asiedu Nketiah rests with the combination of Haruna Idrisu and Ofosu Ampofu. If they come together and develop a strategy, that's Asiedu Nketiah's nemesis, but we have to watch it. Let's look at the second option, and then we can be wrapping it up very quickly. Second option is Haruna. Yes, I wanted this one. Second option is Haruna Idrisu deciding that, whereas many of his supporters say that NDC have a northern president right now, John Mahama, and they are moving away, and another northern guy comes again, Ghanaians will be concerned about it. And it will look like the NDC is a northern party. So it will be too many northern after northern. So don't do it because John Mahama is there and you are coming after him. It will be difficult to sell. That's correct, isn't it? But the supporters of Haruna Idrisu are saying today that, but this is the best opportunity we have. The MPP candidate too is northern. So there we go. There's no problem. The MPP candidate, Mahamadou Bawumia, the former vice president, is from the northern region. So if you have NDC also northern, whether you go MPP or NDC, it's a northern leader that you're going to have. So they are telling Haruna Idrisu that don't let this opportunity slip. This is the best time for you to throw your hat in. And if the governance of John Mahama works, NPP is coming from 41%, they are far away. We might still win the election and you'll be president. So Haruna Idrisu, fight it out yourself. Don't go and hide behind Jena Nopokwajiman. Put out yourself and defeat Asiedu Nketiah. Let him see where power lies. Flip back to the Ghana flag and let's wrap it up. Like Ghana map, let's wrap it up. So if that is the option 2, same thing. Haruna Idrisu is going to clean up the north. Much stronger. Much stronger. It's probably going to be 90-something%. He's going to clean it up completely if he is the one on the ballot. Kintampo is going to come heavy. Western North, there are a lot of northern people in Western North, the Kusasis and the Mamprusis, especially the Kusasis. They are in the Western North. Haruna Idrisu is going to clean up Western North. Western region, Haruna Idrisu, Ato Ahoy's boy. When all of these guys were coming into the NDC, Ato Ahoy groomed all of them. Haruna Idrisu is going to rely on Ofusampofu to deliver the Eastern region. The Jenana Opoku-Agyeman lobby is still going to be available to him because of his loyalty to Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman. And for those who don't like Asiedu Nketiah, there are many of them there. Because Asiedu Nketiah did not like the Jenana Opoku-Agyeman choice as running mate. From 2020, Asiedu Nketiah was against it. He was completely against it. And Jenana knows, her supporters know. So the Jenana lobby is going to support Haruna Idrisu. So Asiedu Nketiah's nemesis, the danger, the potential that he may not be the NDC flag bearer is in the hands of the education minister. Note it down. Watch this video several times and tell me what you think.